Michael, we want to talk about the Tea Party and what the vote is there. Obviously, the battle for the Tea Party vote could end up being decided at the convention. What's your take? Or is the Tea Party going for Ted Cruz or Donald Trump or John Kasich?
That's really such an exceptional question, because I think the Tea Party movement has brought in tens of millions of Americans really into the political process. And Trump has really done quite well among Tea Party voters. However, among other Tea Party voters, they view Cruz as perhaps a more purist conservative. So there's a lot of really split sentiment within the Tea Party movement. What my aspiration is that we'll be able to kind of keep that coalition, together, come out of Cleveland really with, a united Tea Party movement supporting ostensibly the Republican nominee.
Wow. Did you say that there's some Tea Party members who think that Trump is a true conservative?
No, I'm saying there are Tea Party members who are hugely supportive of Trump.
Even though they're true conservatives.
Even though they're true conservatives, they're small government, cut taxes, adhere to the Constitution, but they have a very significant concern within the Tea Party movement about the use of money in politics, about the system itself. Really, we're seeing a quiet revolution within the Republican Party, maybe a not-so-quiet revolution at times.
Tony Sayegh is with us, and are you seeing that revolution from where you sit, Tony?
Absolutely. I think what you're seeing essentially is the fact that for decades, the Republican conservative movement has gained strength as principled conservatives. And now there's this movement that's more secular. It's not as committed to conservative ideals. You have an outsider like Donald Trump who's really kind of touching on this populist strand. And that's why I want to ask you, I think the success in November is going to be based on the ability to marry these two movements, the movement conservatives who are principled and these kind of outsiders who are more secular, they're populist. The Tea Party used to do that a little bit, but there are some in the party that really care about kind of conservative purity. Trump is not, I think, legitimately a pure conservative. You could say he has conservative patterns, some maybe conservative positions on immigration. But how does Trump, if he's the nominee, help marry these two groups? Because if he does it, I think he'll be wildly successful at redefining and realigning the Republican Party.
I think it's in Trump's best interest to really solidify conservative support. And I do think if you look at the campaign, if you take everything that Trump did up until his campaign, certainly points well taken that you would not look at him as a principled conservative. But if you look at the positions that have been adopted since his announcement last summer, whether it's his tax plan, whether it's been, as you point out, the border and work visa abuses, and even bad trade deals. I mean, there's something I think a lot of Americans have come to realize, that not all trade is good trade. We have lost hundreds of thousands of jobs and whole industries to foreign countries because of that. And I think, if you go through the issues, even on health care, where Trump has gotten some conservative criticism, he's very clear that he's going to repeal Obamacare and put in place some, market-based solutions to health care, including removing the interstate restrictions on purchase of insurance and expanding medical savings accounts. So there's, I believe, every good reason for conservatives to feel, not maybe as queasy as they do about Trump. I mean, it could be that this is kind of an emerging 21st conservatism in what Trump is representing.
With Ted Cruz, he's expected to get Governor Scott Walker's endorsement later this morning. Does that hurt him with Tea Party conservatives?
Yeah, I just don't think in 2016 that we're seeing the traditional political tools having the level of influence that they've traditionally had. So, and that's part of that is endorsements. Trump has secured a number of Washington endorsements, but that's not really what this game is about. This game is about the mobilization of the people. And I think if there's any deficiency in the Trump campaign, it's going to be, can it kind of marry this grassroots populism, this huge enthusiasm that's turning out tens of thousands of Americans to his rallies, and clearly the way he's tapped into the emotional sentiment of the American people with some of the more traditional aspects of political campaigns, which, Cruz is doing quite well. And I think to the extent Cruz is still in this race, it's because of the conservative purity that he does represent, which is beyond much of a doubt, and because of the more traditional political mechanics that he's employing in these primary states, including, get out the vote, a high level of, technology and the way he's identifying voters. Trump doesn't really have that.
Yeah.
And I think it's been kind of a conscious decision on his part. But I do believe that it's something of a deficiency.
Right.
On the other hand, American people see it constructively because they say, hey, look, this guy's breaking all the rules, and we don't particularly like the rules.
Yeah. Michael, great insights. Thanks so much. Michael Johns joining us there. We'll be right back.
Anytime.